Now I'll finish it off with some navigation. In HTML5, navigation starts with the nav. Now it's a type of div just called nav. And navigation is built on lists. So we'll use an unordered list for our nav. So like here on the right, you can make ordered and unordered lists anywhere on your site, not just for navigation. So if you want to make a list of things, this is how you would do it. Same process, just we use this within the context of a navigation. So after we write nav, we'll write ul for unordered list. That is to say, this is the type of list with bullets. If you wanted to make an ordered list like this, then you would use the OL tag instead of the UL tag. So we'll use the UL tag for now to make an unordered list. Next, we add our actual list items. So use LI for that, LI, and then closing LI. And each list item corresponds to one of our navigation links. Next, we'll add the actual links. So A, href, we'll substitute the pound sign for now. We don't have any links just yet. Add IDs to them later so that we can navigate in between, but we'll save that for a minute from now. Again, this is how you write a link. A href equals some either pound sign or actual URL. And then the actual thing you want to click on is here. And then we close the A. Lists are a best practice for navigation. So you don't have to do lists for navigation, but it's a good idea because Google will look for an unordered list so that they can show you the navigation and search results. So if I Google Premier Guitar, their website, you'll see down here that there are some hierarchy, there's some breakdown of things you can click on in the Premier Guitar site. So these are some of the actual navigation links in the actual website. If you go to the actual site, and here's some of those same links. So let's see what this looks like in our code. Build this real quick. Now add our list items. Again, substitute for now. Here's our navigation. Save this, go to our browser, refresh. 3, 2, 1, refresh. Now we have our navigation links here. Now there's CSS we can do to remove the bullet points and these colors. We can apply different colors to these. So let's do that real quick in our CSS. Back to our code. Over here. Let's do it here. UL with the unordered list. List. Style type. None. So we're telling unordered list to not have a style type for the bullet points. Save this, go back to our browser, 3, 2, 1, refresh, and now the bullets are gone. So let's talk about navigation with internal links. Use ID for internal links so that you can click on things on the same website or the same web page and go to different sections of your web page, the individual page. So check the sync session from Monday the 21st to get an explanation of ID if you weren't at the sync session. So first, we add an ID to our about div. So in here, where we start with the div opening tag, and we'll do this in the example for a second. Notice now, after we've done that, we go to our nav into the list item and add # about. So instead of a URL like webpage.com for an internal link, we use the name of the ID that you just made. So shown together, here you have a list item with # about, and then it matches up with a div below it or somewhere else on the page, same name, ID about, and then # about. And then we'll repeat this for every navigation link and div that you want to link to in the web page. So let's go to our code and show you what that looks like. So before it was called stuff, I'll change it to about, and then I'll add about to this. So there you go. Here's the project section. I will change this to projects, and I'll change this to projects. So it's always helpful to have a name that makes sense to you. Let's go down here, call this my contact section. It'll probably change, but right now let's call that the contact part here. And then here we want to go contact. So if we save this and go back to our browser, refresh it. This will be helpful to squeeze in. So if I click on the about link, this should move up. So it scrolls up so it gets to our section here. If I click on projects, then it'll move appropriately so that the projects div is right at the top. Click here, same thing happened. Now that is the top of the page. And then if we click on contact, there's not enough space for where the contact part was, so it doesn't quite look like it, but it also went to the top of the page when we click the contact link. So that's how internal links work. This is also the way you may see on a long page, you'll see something like back to top. You click on the back to top, it takes you all the way to top again. That's using this # ID name. Next week, we'll have more fun with HTML and CSS.